Right now at 6, an official complaint details the moments before last month's Ettrick homicide.
And Toma and Tractors, a Monroe County staple, returns this weekend.
We're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. We've got some potentially severe weather on the way, so let's send it right over to Chief Meteorologist Greg Barnhart for the latest. Greg.
Yeah, we got the alert day conditions really for flooding is really the main issue, but we can have some severe thunderstorms here maybe later tonight and tomorrow. The damaging wind is probably the main threat, but a lot of areas will see the flooding, and that could be river flooding or flash flooding. But the good news is we're kind of seeing a little bit of break after 7, although this depicts thunderstorms. I think we won't see as much going until about 10 p.m. Eau Claire, a few showers, but they're also going to see a little bit of a break, more of it to the south and west, probably pick up later in the night. Overall, not much movement on temperatures. There's the really main areas pushed to the south and east, mainly of La Crosse. Heavier thunderstorms are in northern Iowa. That's kind of where we're going to watch more development and further to the west, but a lot of the area has pushed off the east. So doesn't look as bad for this evening, but overall rain amounts there. Once you get to the purple, you're looking about 1.5 inches, green to the teal color about 1/2 inch. So we picked up quite a bit here in La Crosse, but further to the west, they did have some flash flooding going on in Rochester because of that. Up to the north, there's your light rain, but overall, they're seeing just some light rain amounts up there. The break will be continue until about 10, and then we're going to really see a large complex of thunderstorms containing heavy rainfall that'll begin to push towards the area, and that'll be the story mainly for I-90 and further south throughout the night. So we'll kind of time that out better for tomorrow. We'll kind of break down also the river levels because we got a lot of them rising, especially the Mississippi going into next week, which will probably reach moderate flood stage for many of the locations.
Lots to monitor. Thank you, Greg. Well, an arrest report offers new details into a Clark County sergeant's arrest for alleged child sex crimes. The 4-page redacted report says Taylor County started an investigation into Clark County Sergeant Jeremy Chapman back in January. A child reported being blackmailed into sending nude photos of herself on Snapchat. She said the blackmailer told her they threatened to rape her like they had raped another high school girl in a locker room. Investigators eventually traced the Snapchat account to Chapman. Police booked him on charges of child sexual exploitation and child enticement. Formal charges have not yet been filed in court.
New details have been released in the Trempealeau County car crash turned homicide investigation. According to the criminal complaint, 36-year-old Kyle Dahl of Ettrick was killed in what appeared to be a car crash on May 15th. An autopsy later revealed he was shot. Surveillance footage showed a red sedan following Dahl's car. A witness told authorities Todd Geek was driving the red sedan and that he was high-amped and fast-paced. The witness also said he heard Geek fire his handgun and then the sound of glass breaking. They saw Dahl's car drive off the road and Geek drove his car in the other direction. Geek is currently at the Trempealeau County Jail. He's facing multiple charges, including first-degree reckless homicide. According to online court records, Judge Radke intends to recuse himself from the case, as Dahl worked closely with the county court system. Geek's case is now on hold until a new judge is assigned.
Rice Lake police believe they have found the remains of a woman missing since May 13th. According to the police department, video footage on that day shows Melissa Davis entering a commercial dumpster. No one was with her at the time, and she is not seen exiting the dumpster. That dumpster was taken to an incinerator for disposal the next day. Police say suspected human remains similar to Davis's physical appearance and clothing were seen in the building. All of the contents were eventually processed through the incinerator. Rice Lake police continue that investigation.
The Chippewa County man accused of selling drugs that led to an overdose death is competent to stand trial. 43-year-old Casey Schuneman faces several charges, including first-degree reckless homicide as a party to a crime. According to the criminal complaint, on March 11th, Schuneman allegedly sold a victim meth, and about 30 minutes later, deputies found the victim unresponsive in a ditch. The judge ordered a competency hearing and in court today found probable cause for him to continue trial. Schuneman is held on a $50,000 cash bond. Now, if convicted, he faces a maximum of 72 years in jail.
Western Technical College is giving future nurses a realistic look into how poverty affects the healthcare system. Western's nursing program hosted a poverty simulation today where students pretend to be in families who live below the poverty line. Some of the mock scenarios include families with disabled parents and troubled children. One nursing student played a child who brought a weapon to school. She says this will help broaden her understanding of patients in special circumstances.
Good to understand the patients that you are caring for, and I think this exercise kind of just puts us in their shoes and try to think like them, and just makes us more understanding nurses.
This is the poverty simulation's third year. Roughly 5,000 families live at or below the poverty line in La Crosse.
Tractor enthusiasts from all around the nation traveled to Toma this week for the annual Budweiser Dairyland Super National Truck and Tractor Pool. It has been a yearly competition ever since it was started by the Monroe County Agriculture Society in 1976. They started out small, but the event has now become one of the largest tractor pools in the nation, drawing an estimated 60,000 fans every year. Ken Venny says has been competing in tractor pools for decades, and to him, age is just a number.
I don't want to be like most 84-year-old people and sit around a nursing home. I'd rather put forth a little effort and feel like whether I do good or bad, I come out and I be competitive, and I feel like I've accomplished something.
Good mindset to have. The event brings an estimated $15 million to the community businesses every year.
Just have those earplugs.
Yeah.
Now, today's weather did not stop a special group in La Crosse from enjoying a morning on the water.
Yeah, News 8 Now's Michael Germain shows us how adults and kids with disabilities were able to make a splash with a little help from two area groups known for making waves. Michael.
Ken and Emily, the River City Water Ski Show Team and the North American Squirrel Association teamed up to host the 10th annual Adaptive Water Skiing event in West Salem. Now, it's an opportunity for folks with differing abilities to get on the water and feel a lot of wind and a lot of adrenaline. Hey, Nick! For most of us, a day on the water is a simple pleasure. In fact, we might even stay home given the slightest chance for rain. But for some, the opportunity to ride a wake and feel the spray of wind and water is a gift no rain cloud could scare away.
Smiles don't go away no matter what the weather is.
That's why the River City Water Ski Show Team and the North American Squirrel Association spent the day giving adults and kids with disabilities the chance to try something many never thought possible.
We do it just to bring an experience to folks that may not have the opportunity to do something like this on a regular basis.
Jody Lyon says water skiing is something everyone should enjoy.
We try to meet people where they're at in terms of their abilities and help them just have the best experience possible.
It takes a little more effort and some specialized equipment to make a smile like this possible, but once it's achieved, there's no going back.
We have so much fun sharing the sport with other people. We love to see the look of joy on their faces when they get out there on the water.
Now, this year is the group's 10th anniversary hosting the event. Now, the first session obviously kicked off today, and the next one will be held on August 15th.
All right, thank you, Michael. For more
No, go ahead, please.
For more information on signing up, you can head to the River City Water Ski Team website or their Facebook page. Back to you.
In the meantime, the Grounded Patio Cafe is hosting its third annual Pride on the Patio. This event features performances from local musicians as well as a booth from the All Glazed Up Art Studio. The center, Seven Rivers LGBTQ Connection, also offers information on how you can get more involved in celebrating Pride Month. One local artist says it's important that everyone comes together to celebrate Pride.
I believe it's really important for us to show our support in the community. You know, we're all in this together, really. We're all better working together and being together.
All Glazed Up also offered complimentary face painting. Grounded Patio is hosting this event until 9 tonight.
The debate awaits.
A look at how President Biden and former President Donald Trump are preparing for next week's clash.
I've been with U.S. Cellular for 27 years. When they asked me to talk to you about their special customer event, Us Days, I said, I gotta get in shape. Us Days means exclusive deals just for us customers.
Us Days is back at U.S. Cellular.
We provide specialty level care in anything from wisdom tooth removal to dental implant placement to more complex corrective jaw surgeries.
Trying to make it as easy of an experience as you can go through. We're the most experienced clinic in the region for these types of procedures. If you or your family member needs wisdom teeth removed, tooth extraction, dental implants, you found the right place. We'd be happy to see you here.
We work closely with your general dentist. Have a discussion with your dentist about a referral to us.
How did CEO Eric Hovde become a multimillionaire California banker? Let's take a look. Hovde's family rigged the system to rake in $30 million in government subsidies and loans. And now he's sheltering his wealth in shady tax havens around the world. So it's no surprise Hovde supports more tax cuts for corporations and millionaire bankers like himself, while working families pay the price. That's bank CEO Eric Hovde. Never been on our side, never will be. Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
I devised a plan to find better home internet, guys. Madison, you scout the web for the best deals. And Ellen...
Avoid that hassle and go with U.S. Cellular Home Internet. No more guesswork, and it is faster than ever.
U.S. Cellular new and improved home internet. Just $34.99 when bundled with a wireless plan.
The first presidential debate is less than a week away now, and it could be a make-or-break moment for both President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump.
It's a showdown that's been months in the making.
Our Washington correspondent Julia Benbrook gives us a look at how the two candidates are preparing.
In some ways, aides to President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump describe similar goals when it comes to next Thursday's presidential debate. Both candidates are hoping to paint the other as unfit for office. But when it comes to preparation, they have different strategies.
President Joe Biden is gathering with trusted aides at Camp David for several days of intense debate prep. His sessions are expected to evolve from informal discussions about topics, questions, and potential responses to more formal 90-minute mock debates.
Looking for Biden to give the same performance he did in the previous debates, but also to do what he did in the State of the Union, which is to surprise expectations.
Among those helping Biden get ready is the president's former chief of staff, Ron Klain, who has been working with Democratic candidates for decades. Former President Donald Trump's aides insist he will rely more on interviews and rallies to hone his approach.
I'm not underestimating him. I assume he's going to be somebody that will be a worthy debater.
But he is leaning on some of his top contenders for vice president, including Senators J.D. Vance of Ohio and Marco Rubio of Florida, as well as policy experts and outside allies to help brief him.
I think the former president needs to practice with his team, particularly on how he may respond to some difficult questions, maybe about January 6th, maybe questions about some of the legal issues that he currently faces.
In recent weeks, Trump has participated in roughly a dozen of these private meetings his team refers to as policy discussions. The first debate is scheduled for June 27th at 9 p.m. Eastern in Atlanta.
The fourth annual STEM camp returns to Sparta.
How the program helps campers explore multiple career options.
And we have wet conditions here through Saturday with heavy rain potential for some areas that could affect the rivers, streams, and even cause some flash flooding. We'll kind of break down how much rain we'll see and when it will finally dry out. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Ashley's Stars and Stripes mattress sale is going on now. Save up to $500 on select mattresses. Plus, pay 0% interest for 5 years with no minimum purchase on all in-store purchases. Only at Ashley. Shop more deals in-store and online.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. And your Ford dealer is the place to start. With a full lineup of vehicles and available powertrains. Get your ideal combination of power and capability with gas, hybrid, or all electric. But more important than the power you choose is what you choose to do with it.
Now get financing as low as 1.9% for 66 months, plus up to $3,000 FlexBuy cash on select Ford SUVs. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
As your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members and our community by going the extra mile in everything we do. Because we not only work here, we live here. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
I always knew that I wanted to be a mom, and choosing that it was the right time was just a really exciting moment. It turned out that my baby had a diagnosis that would be incompatible with life. It wasn't just that my baby wasn't going to survive, but I was at risk for hemorrhaging when I delivered. I met with my doctor and we went over the risks and benefits. I made a really informed decision, just like you would for any other procedure you're going to have. I'm a nurse and I'm an example of a woman who had to have a procedure to be able to save my life and to not watch my baby die. And now Donald Trump supports laws that could take that procedure away across this country.
54 years they were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it.
Without that procedure, I would not have been able to get pregnant again. But the good news is, a year later, I had my son. If Trump gets elected again, I fear for women.
ABPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale is going on now. Don't miss these mattress hot buys, now only $7.99. And get a free adjustable base upgrade with an Align by Ashley Sleep mattress purchase. Only at Ashley. Shop more deals in-store and online.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Some Sparta kids have spent the past week on a system safari.
That's right. The Sparta Area School District hosted STEM Camp, a camp just for the kids of active duty military members. 125 campers spent the past week learning all about the systems of the body.
Now, the theme of STEM Camp changes each year, and one organizer says the goal is to introduce participants to as many science, tech, engineering, and math fields as possible.
The other great thing about STEM Camp is it provides kids opportunities to learn about different careers. So within the content that they're learning, they're always learning about careers that are relevant to that field. So we're hoping to get more kids interested in those STEM careers, boys and girls, and exploring lots of different opportunities.
One of the highlights of this week was the chance to hold a human brain. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that indeed. And that's something that I'd be a little too squeamish.
I would do it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm a little crazy. I did go up in
Well,
a
that is
jet,
true.
right?
That is true.
A F-18 jet.
She's a daredevil.
Right.
All right, we are in the midst of an alert day. A massive system is going to be coming in later tonight for some severe thunderstorm chances. Let's send it over to Greg for the latest.
Yeah, we definitely have a front that's going to be sitting right over the area, a little bit of warm front to provide mainly for some flooding issues, but we do have some damaging wind problems too with some of the thunderstorms. And flooding potential, that means from flash flooding, which is quick type of flooding, to we actually got river flooding too, depending on the size of the river, can vary in time scales, including the Mississippi too. All that's in play, and it'll actually continue beyond when the rain actually ends too. But for tonight, rounds of storms through Saturday. We got kind of a little bit of a break for some areas to about 11 or 12, and then more severe storms potentially maybe northeast Iowa, southwest Wisconsin. That could be maybe tonight, and there's also a possibility tomorrow afternoon too. That's the area of concern for any type of severe, and that would be damaging winds. The good news is Sunday, cooler, drier. We're not expecting any severe or any heavy precipitation that day. But overall, here's the boundary. It's sitting right across just near I-90, and that's where most of the activity now is really just south of there. A few showers maybe north of it, but a lot of areas will probably remain dry here over the next several hours until we get more activity out to the west that'll begin to lift north. And that's really what Future Track's also showing is as we get closer to 9 or 10, you're going to see that area out to northern Iowa, southern Minnesota start to expand in a large complex of thunderstorms containing heavy potential rainfall and also maybe some severe weather too with it, especially winds as it comes through. It won't be probably until about 10 that we'll start seeing it approach really I-90 and south. And then just take a note for southwest Wisconsin, northeast Iowa, that leading edge right there. That's where you could see some of the wind gusts, damaging wind gusts as it comes across towards the morning hour. That's the one severe threat. Otherwise, to the north, it's primarily just rain. As you get closer further north to Eau Claire, it's more just light rainfall and the spotty as you go further north. So the area of concern is just really along I-90 and southward, although areas to the north will see wet conditions throughout Saturday. The good news for those areas, they'll start drying out probably early on in the morning and may see a shower up there. The concern is when the front comes, you're going to see redevelopment to the west if we get enough sun out to the west to see the development of some showers and thunderstorms. There could be a couple lines here, and there's a little bit of difference in timing. One of them has it come through about 4 through south, basically south of La Crosse. Another one has it coming a little bit later on, 6 to 7. So there's a time difference, but it's primarily I-90 and south. These also would probably have a wind damage threat with it as they kind of push and speed up. Also flash flooding too, given that we're going to see quite a bit of rainfall. Up to the north, maybe a few showers toward the evening, but a lot of the activity will push off. Once we get to about 8 or 9 tomorrow night, should be fairly quiet night, and that'll lead to quiet conditions really for Sunday. Rain amounts, potentially 5+ inches depending on where this line sets up, especially further west you go. It gets much less you go north, but we're still going to see a quarter to potentially an inch north of La Crosse, around La Crosse maybe an inch to 2. South, that area could get 2 to 5, just depends on how these go across, and that's why we do have that flood threat, because that amount of rain in that short amount of time trailing over the same area is going to produce some issues for just not that, but also for the rivers and creeks. Overall, we got the flash flood watch. That is for flash flooding, but we also got quite a bit of rivers. There's warnings out for the Mississippi, that's for later on next week. We got flood watches out for a lot of the rivers, Zumball River. We have the Black River. We also have more of that further to the Winona with the flood warning for the Mississippi. And then as we go further south, even the Kickapoo River is going to see some flooding issues later on, probably Sunday into Monday. So everything's going to be seeing some issues with the river levels. That gives you an idea what the crests look like. Moderate stage probably coming up later next week. Overall, the severe quiet Sunday into Monday, and then we have more storms potentially Monday and Tuesday. That system doesn't look as strong or as long lasting, and then dry conditions for the middle of the week coming up with just 80 degrees. So if you're near creeks, rivers, the ones that are flashy, smaller, those definitely will respond. The other ones probably a little bit later, but definitely take note. It's going to be a wet period and potentially some flooding that could last through next week too.
Absolutely. All right, Greg, thanks for the update. Coming up next in sports, Winona State is getting one of Wisconsin's best. West Salem's Megan Johnson making her next chapter official today. Rob's got it all next.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
On these trails, I find the middle ground and get things moving. I've done that as a state lawmaker, and it's what I'll do in Congress. I'll work with both parties to get things done for workers and families. I'm Katrina Shanklin, and I approve this message.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get $3,500 purchase cash on select GMC Sierra models. Or get a total of $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today. Ever think how easy your life could be with a lift chair from King Furniture? We have a great selection of quality lift chairs to choose from. A lift chair will easily lift you into a standing position. A lift chair gives you the independence you want and the comfort you need. And King Furniture has lift chairs starting at just $7.99 in all kinds of fabrics and leathers. Go from standing to sitting to reclining all in one easy motion with an easy-to-use hand control. Improve your life. Improve the life of someone you love with a lift chair from King Furniture.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
Congress has been spinning its wheels, going nowhere. I'm Katrina Shanklin. In the state capitol, I've passed 225 bipartisan laws to help farmers, workers, and families. I approve this message because I have the experience to get things moving.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
West Salem's Megan Johnson has been a force in multiple sports so far during her high school career. And even though she still has 1 year left with the Panthers, Johnson already knows where she'll be headed when her next chapter begins. And she's not going too far. The West Salem standout committing to Winona State to pursue her basketball career. And what a run it's been so far with the Panthers. Johnson leading her squad to back-to-back state tournament appearances. She'll have one more chance to to do it next year during her senior year. But Johnson making the announcement on her social media page today. She says it's always been a dream to play college ball, and now that dream is a full-blown reality for the future Warrior. That's one of my favorite parts of this job, is getting to see athletes pursue their careers at the next level. Time has flown the last 2 years. It's been a heck of a ride, but today is my last day at WKBT. It's gone quick, but it's been great. I've had a ball here, and it's felt like home the last 2 years, and that's because of you, the viewers. You've made me feel at home from day one, whether it be at the gym, my buddy Mike, who I always talk about, at festival, at Central Track. I felt like I've been home for 2 years, and it's because of you at home, all the viewers. I'm going to California next. Not sure what I'm going to be doing next, but my girlfriend's been waiting a long time, since 2012 we met, and it's time. It's hard to take a California girl out of California.
Right.
I'll be the one heading west.
Sure.
But yeah, the viewers have been great. I felt like I've been home. I got to see my best friend's kid be raised, and the team here has been great. Welcomed me in from day one. I had a great mentor by my side. Some big shoes to fill. Hopefully I did it justice.
You sure did.
But real quick, I just want to mention, Jacob, you've seen the last 2 nights. He is our new sports director.
Yeah.
I'm proud of the department of where we are, and I think he's going to do some great things. For sure.
Thank you so much, Rob. It's been great, and we're going to miss you. I know that energy is going to be hard to replace.
It's been such a fun time working with you. We've really enjoyed it.
And I'll be back at 10 for one last goodbye.
That's right.
Okay, we'll have another look at your forecast right after this.
Stories are told on our Instagram at WKBT News 8. Or you can always find us at news8000.com.
Make dinner good tonight with Hardee's new tender platters. Crunchy, juicy chicken dipped in buttermilk and hand-breaded, served with garlic toast, fries, slaw, and an ice-cold drink. Delicious, down to the very last crumb. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
Now's the time to enjoy huge savings on outdoor furniture from Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. From patio dining sets to sofas and chairs, they're all reduced to clearance prices. At Drury's, we have an eco-friendly mindset that's reflected in everything we sell. Environmentally friendly materials are important to us. And you'll be choosing from Homecrest and other quality brands, furniture that's designed to last. The Outdoor Clearance Event. It's happening now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Voted your favorite furniture store.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month. Call 1-833-376-4999.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too. Call now.
After further review, we've seen so much goodness in these games. Hardee's is giving away free, crispy, juicy hand-breaded chicken tenders from June 18th through the 30th when you download the Hardee's app and join My Rewards. That's Hardee's. Goodness in the making.
All right, heavy potential of rainfall could lead to some flooding over the next 2 days, but calmer conditions for Sunday. That's the positive news, but definitely watch out for the rivers.
Yeah, lots to watch overnight. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you at 10.